Welcome, Martin Slyngstad to the Take Flight podcast. Martin is a business owner, athlete, author, public speaker, and founder of Spire Autism and co-author of Chatterbox: My Life with Autism, a book written with his mom and which gives both sides of this journey. Martin, welcome to Take Flight.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's great to be here.
So, Martin, talk to us a little bit. Take us back in time, maybe to your early years when you were first diagnosed with autism and how those early years were for you and for your family.
Definitely. So, before my official diagnosis at age 5, I was nonverbal until about the age of 4. And I didn't know why. I'm going to be honest. Well, of course, I was young, but yeah. But after I got that formal diagnosis, I did not want to accept myself as somebody different. So, leading up to my book publishing, I really did not want to accept myself as different from others because the bullying was intense and I had to put up with teachers not supporting me. And, it was definitely difficult, but something inside me told me to keep on going. And fast forward to when I released my book, I've had people tell me that reading the book has helped them in a way that they believe that their child will be okay in the future. And so hearing stuff like that, I accepted myself for who I was, and I'm now on this journey to help others find acceptance for themselves because I know self-acceptance can be a little difficult.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. You talked about in your book that dealing with anxiety and, you know, talk about that and how your early years and I'm sure, kids being kids, they're not always they think to treat people equally, but when they see somebody that may not be like them, they don't always act that way. So how was it, I guess dealing with kids in school and peers and such and having to, kind of take that from kids and know that, is, is there something wrong with me? Am I okay? Is like, what are those feelings that you go through your mind when you're in situations like that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I dealt with a lot of bullying almost every day from pre-K all the way through even community college graduation. But back then, I get that they didn't understand me, which is why the bullying happened. But I just told myself, like, to keep on fighting, you know? Yeah, you're different from other people, but that doesn't mean that you can't do the things that you want. You can do them, but you just got to take it one step at a time. And yeah, bullying was constant. It was not fun. In the school years, I forget if I put it in the book or not. I was known as One Punch Martin in school.
Yeah, you did put that in
Forget
the
what,
book.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. And so I just really didn't like all the bullying from one person. And so I snapped, I hit them, but I immediately felt bad. I didn't want to do that because it made me feel like I let my anxiety get the best of me. And I knew when I did that, I was like, oh, I'm going to get more in trouble than this person did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was not, it was a little tough. Good lesson learned. Always make sure to not fight back and to really inform the teachers that you trust. Yeah.
So, I mean, I imagine it takes a lot of courage to speak up for yourself and to, be an advocate for yourself and for your community. Were anybody in your life that you maybe that has autism that you looked up to as an advocate or someone you saw speaking out or that you gave you hope and courage?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure which side of the family or anybody that I know of that has it. I do know that watching some speeches of Temple Grandin definitely helped. Temple Grandin is like one of the most influential figures in the autism community.
Have you had a chance to meet?
For her, no, but my mom met her.
Yeah. Very
I was
cool.
like, that is so cool. But
Yeah,
no, it's great. It's great. And now people are telling me that they really look up to me and that I've helped them in so many ways that it's unbelievable.
believable. Yeah. So what you wrote your book in 2020, correct? The 2020?
Yeah, it
How
took
long
a
was
few years.
Yeah, how long was that in the works? And was that whose idea? Was that your mom's idea or your idea? You guys come up with it together? Was it more a little bit of like a journaling exercise that turned into a book, or how did the
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
yes. We started writing that in my sophomore year in high school. Um, I had to miss sophomore year due to the back surgery, and they wanted to turn my story into a book. When we talked about it with other family members that contributed, started writing, then the obnoxious part of having the writer's block, of course, the whole
sure.
writer's block, all those years of not knowing what to write, and then the self doubt kicking in, thinking like, what if nobody really cares about listening to an autistic person, what they have to say?
Those are all normal feelings, by the way.
Yep, yep,
I have
they
those same
were.
feelings myself.
Yeah, no, that was that. So that took until 2020 when all this craziness happened, and I told myself, let's just finish the book, and if people like it, great. If not, this was a great experience. And I told myself, and I always tell this to myself anytime that I do talks or write more things, if it helps one person, that's great. Mission accomplished.
That's a great outlook, and that's very similar to the outlook that we have here at Take Flight. Is if 100 people hear your story here today,
Hmm.
and only one person takes one part of your story and kind of apply it to their life and find ways to benefit from it, then you've done a great job.
Yeah.
That's really good. So what you started Spire Autism.
Hmm.
Talk about that, when you started that, and what was the whole reason behind it, and where is it at today?
Absolutely. So I started Spire Autism 2 years ago with my mom. So what I do is I train first responders how to approach autistics during an emergency when we're like really, really stressed out. I train teachers how to teach students with disabilities. And the reason why I do that is because teachers really didn't help me when I was a kid, but I want to teach others because I don't want others to go through what I did as a kid. And so we do trainings. I build sensory rooms. I can't get into too much details, but there's a potential major one that might be getting approved in a couple weeks. So if that
Wow.
happens, it'll be like the biggest project that Spire has ever had to do.
A little teaser there, Martin.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I would say, but sometimes I
No,
know
I
if I
get it.
say it,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
if
it's
I
I you're right. Yeah, it's best to keep it under wraps until it comes to the
to
surface.
fruition.
Yep,
Yep.
that's smart. Okay, so
Uh, and then I also work with different sports teams on promoting autism acceptance because kids deserve to come out and enjoy these games and to be around other people. Been working with some of the teams I've worked with in the past were able to get the noise turned down and have less flashable lighting, and they had a really great time. Now, the way that I do trainings, it's very unorthodox. And I tell myself, why do I do this? Why do I put myself through this? Um, I put myself in actual panic attacks because the responders need to know exactly what to do when somebody really is scared or in that vulnerable state. And so I provide slides first and the reason why I do that is because they need that firsthand exposure.
yeah, exactly.
Do
Makes
I do I
sense.
regret it? No, but it's definitely tiring. I mean,
Yeah.
when I trained search and rescue in Napa, California, think a couple months ago, I had to do that 3 times, and it definitely took a toll on me, but I did it because I really, really want others to see like the best way to approach us instead of, you see on the news about first responders, with all this stuff going on. And so that kind of motivated me to do stuff like this.
Yeah, really good. Do you have plans to do some kind of I'm sure it's very taxing, as you mentioned, and very wearing on your body and mind, I'm sure, to put yourself in those states. Could you create a video session or some kind of something a training you could put out to the wider community
I
potentially?
thought about that. Yeah, definitely. I actually do have a couple videos similar to that on my YouTube channel, one about masking. And so I started off showing like what masking is and the effects that it has on us. And so it's definitely received a lot of positive feedback from people who've seen it.
Very good. And so let's talk about your advocacy outside of Spire. You do a lot of you've been very popular, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The speaking world. And you've done a lot of speaking engagements in the past. What's been the schedule like for the past year or so that you've been bouncing around the world, it sounds like?
Yeah, my very first speaking engagement was 2020 Dubai. I was invited to speak out there. Little did I know that Her Excellency was going to be there, so that kind of threw me for a loop a bit. I was so
And a few
nervous.
nerves. Yeah,
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah. So I had two talks that over there. They invited me to come back and speak, and then after that, last year was a little slow because I had a lot of school and stuff, and then I would say my biggest one last year was speaking to state legislation at a luncheon. And then fast forward to this year, I had 25 speaking engagements in April. And then one of
In
them,
April
yeah,
alone?
yeah. So the last three, most of them were in California. So it was easy for me to travel. But I would
Yeah.
say the last 2 weeks of April, it was two during the week. And then Saturday, Sunday, I had three on the same day.
Oh my
Most of
gosh.
them were online. And then the most fun I had was speaking at the Capitol building in Sacramento, helping to telling or working with different government officials to support different Senate bills. And from what I was told as of this year, that they actually did approve the Senate bill. So it was really great to see.
So what was in that bill?
Boy, it's been a year. I'm gonna have to look
Yeah.
back at it. Yeah.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
But no, it's amazing. And now Columbus, so I mean, I spoke at Columbus, Ohio. Just this last week, I spoke at Atlantic City, New Jersey. That was a really fun experience, minus the travel issues, but
Yeah.
didn't expect it to be a week-long conference. And so luckily the teachers approved of me to go out there, and I trained people how to cope with anxiety. And I do have still a couple workbooks left, but what stood out to me the most was it was a full house and there's standing room only, which surprised me. But what stood out to me the most was the leaders said, this your workshop was the most engaging. Like everybody worked on it. And when I put people into groups to kind of like share about what has helped them, everybody stayed, and even the cameramen started joining in on the fun and sharing their anxiety. And they're like, this was the most engaging out of like from previous years. So it was awesome.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's really,
Thank you.
really cool, Martin. Yeah. Did you ever think as a kid you'd be doing this, speaking and traveling around and being an advocate for autism? Is that a goal of
Oh,
yours? Or
absolutely
no?
not. No, not when I was a kid. No way. Because I told myself like this is where my brain kind of like figures out, try to figure out an answer. But
Take your
with
time.
all the anxiousness that I've dealt with growing up, I literally never thought I'd see myself doing stuff like this. helping others and doing all these different talks.
Yeah. It's amazing, and courageous, incredible to even hear you talk about all the the things you've done in your life and the
Yeah.
courage to do that. That's I'm just really curious how you get from having such anxiety to even talking in public to doing what you're doing now.
Yeah.
How'd that first, like, I'm gonna give this a try, public speaking thing, what
Yep.
was going through your mind?
A lot of like a lot anxieties fighting me, but one thing that I would say is take one step at a time. Even if it's a small step, that small step can benefit and lead to something greater. You just got to trust yourself.
Mhm. That's really good. Those are really good words. It's hard to think for a lot of people, it's hard for them to think one step at a time. You try to see the whole picture at once and try to envision yourself at the final destination, but it's so unattainable sometimes when you're thinking about just one thing, you don't think about the next step in front of you, and that's the most important one, right?
Yep. Yep. It just takes that confidence.
Yeah. It's easy. Yeah, it's confidence is one of those words where it's easy to talk about. It's easy to sometimes easy for people to have confidence, and sometimes it feels like it's impossible to have confidence. But when you have the confidence, it's a really, really good feeling.
Yeah,
And when you have it, like
definitely.
I can tell you have it and you have it when you speak. And I think what is it that gives you the confidence, or what do you hear from people and the feedback you get that keeps you going?
Knowing that I'm able to help others. And as you like, I don't know if you can see those, that one, these little guys right here, these are proclamations. And what I've done here in the city of San Jose and Hawaii was reach out to the mayors and tell them, like, April is Autism Month and we really need support from the officials. And so it took me a few months, but and I stepped out of my comfort zone. It was not easy meeting with officials that were, super busy, but what happened was I met with them and then they were like, they agreed. And so they signed the proclamation and now they're starting to bring more support toward or for the disability community and just unbelievable. And then this one right here was Hawaii. I started a autism conference earlier this year with my podcast co-host, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be there. And I emailed the mayor of Honolulu, and they agreed to creating the proclamation as well.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun. It was
I can
great.
tell you're very proud of that.
Yeah.
Very
Is
good.
it
Yeah.
is tiring though, especially having to fly 3 hours behind,
Yeah.
from like a different time zone. But it was very impactful and I'm great that I did this.
Very good. You talk about stepping out of your comfort zone. How much of your day or how much of your life do you feel like you're outside your comfort zone?
Definitely at school for sure,
Why is that?
because as a student, I know there's some things that I still struggle with, and I step out of my comfort zone, reaching out to instructors and telling like, "Hey, how can I do this?" Because I want to show that, or I don't reach out for help sometimes because I don't want to look like the student that doesn't know what they're doing. And so I step out of my comfort zone, asking the instructor, like, "Hey, I know I missed this step in the notes. Can you show me the correct way so I can be better?" And it's difficult. It's difficult because of how teachers were to me in the past. Yeah, I usually try not to step out of my comfort zone around them, but I told myself, I got 2 more semesters left before I graduate San Jose State. I got to step out and do this.
Great. Where else besides school?
Definitely speaking engagements and
Still, after all your
well,
hundreds
yes.
of
Yeah.
you're not the Yeah, I think you talk to any speaker, they still have the butterflies, and no matter how many times they've done it, right?
Yeah, and the reason for that is because I started doing solo travels, so you still got that, like, deal with TSA and stuff, like, all the crazy airports, and then doing this on your own in a city that you've never been to, trying to, like, get directions to the right place. It's difficult, but it's rewarding. And for those who do listen, if you still haven't mustered up the courage to do so, just do it. It's a really great experience, and it's just like what I told the news crew when I played with the San Francisco 49ers on Tuesday. They invited us out as a Special Olympics athlete, which I cannot wait to tell you. That was really awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. I saw
Yeah.
some pictures of you and, the Mac Jones.
Yep, Mac
Yeah.
Jones. He was our coach, so we gotta hype us up. They gave us our own jersey. They brought us into the locker room. I was like, "This is
No
so
way.
cool." Yeah,
That's really cool, man.
yeah,
So it was like
yep. So I thought we were gonna play in the stadium, but they were getting ready for something, so they had us play on the practice field. So last year there was only 3 or 4 players that were there. This year they had like 13 or 14 show up. So it was like Nick Bosa, Brock Purdy, Jake Tonges,
yeah.
Mac Jones, Malik Mustafa. I was like, yes, this is so cool.
Is that your team then, the 49ers? That's your
Yeah,
yeah,
local.
for sure. Wow. Yeah, Mac Jones has been having a great season too.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I feel like there's gonna be that quarterback controversy. Like who's gonna be better,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's right. That's how it all starts, right? One guy gets hurt, the other guy comes in, plays well, and now all of a sudden there's a controversy.
Exactly.
Hey, can you talk about the people that don't know as much about autism or have people in their life with autism?
Mhm.
What's one thing that you would say to them about people with autism that they might not know?
Yeah. We are normal people just like you are, but the difference is our brains think differently. Sometimes we have these meltdowns, almost like Mentos and Diet Coke, kind of like stress. But the reason why is because we have a tough time conveying what our brains are feeling. And it leads to that. I know some of us get oversensitive to noise, but besides that, we are normal human beings just like you, and we deserve to do the things that we love because we have what it takes to be leaders. We have what it takes to be teachers, and we have what it takes to do what we love. But we just need people to support us for who we are and not judge us. I mean, I still to this day deal with people like that. And for autistics who are in the workforce, we we get scared to share that we're autistic because of the workplace bullying. And for any business owner or anybody listening to this, I do want to let you know that we have what it takes to be great coworkers. We just want to be given the chance to show that we have what it takes because we think outside of the box and we come up with things that maybe you thought wasn't an idea. And so we just really deserve to have all these opportunities, even though, like, yeah, we may need a sensory room in the office or something, but it helps us stay calm. It calms our brain down and it helps us get ready to continue to work. When you put us on a project, we don't stop until it's done.
There you go. And then for the community of people with autism that it
Hmm.
may have been where you were years ago, maybe with the fears and the anxieties that are kind of
Hmm.
debilitating to them, like what do you say to those people that give them hope and courage and inspire them to speak out and do the things they want to do in life?
Just know you have the ability to do these things. Uh, it all, just like I said earlier, just takes that one small step. just that one small step to say, I can do this. The anxieties, I'm going to try to not say the quote because it's a little long, but the brain causes the anxieties because it tends to overthink. But the best thing to do is listen to your heart because the heart knows what it wants and knows what to do. The brain overanalyzes and makes things difficult. And you just got to listen to your heart more and just take that leap of faith and do it. And when you take those first steps, yes, it will be scary, but just look at me. I did those small steps. I was nervous. I didn't know if I had what it takes. And then now people come up to me and say, your speeches have really helped me. And even owners of businesses who have autistic children, they said that I am so glad I met you because I know you can really help my child fight this anxiety and know that they're not alone. And so with stuff like that, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I'm trying to put it into words right now, but it's difficult.
Those are the perfect words. What you just said there, the last 2 minutes was super special.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really great. That was really great. That hit really hard.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that was you were such an inspiration. I want you to know that
I appreciate it.
and keep going, keep doing what you believe, and you're making a difference. And I know that's really important to you. So, um, keep doing what's important to you. Keep advocating. If you ever come to Minnesota, make sure you let me know.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at, and we can connect and get a coffee or tea or cheeseburger or
absolutely.
whatever. Yes.
I've been working on trying to get to the autism conference in Minnesota, so I'm just waiting to hear back from that.
Good. When is that?
That is in April, usually in April, but yeah. Um, Now, hopefully, if there is time, I usually end it and like I don't know like how much time we have left or
Yeah,
anything,
we
but
can. Yeah, if you wanna wrap it up with something you'd like to say, now's your time.
absolutely, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So just a little quick backstory. This poem that I wrote is originally was supposed to be a homework assignment, and I was a nervous wreck because I shared it with other students and they were left speechless. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to share it because it could resonate with those who tune in and they could leave with something like, you know, they could be these warriors for change as well. So it's called I Am, and it goes, I am a warrior for change, unique in every way, battling quiet struggles and loud wars every day. My body, marked by stress, tells a story, a testament of strength in all I say and do. I wonder how many trials must test my weary soul in a world that judges scars as if they were a toll. Yet I hear soft whispers of hope for every single child and see eyes lifted upward where dreams run wild. I see the weight of prejudice on every tender face, parents fighting silent battles in a world that won't erase, the doubts and hurt that linger when judgment comes too fast. Still together we rise, united, unsurpassed. I want to guide the lost so no one fights alone. Our differences unite us and the strength we've known. I am a warrior for change. My disability is not a flaw, but a symbol of resilience, defiant in what I saw. I pretend to wear the armor, though sometimes I feel the strain. Exhaustion weighs me down, yet hope runs through my vein. I touch hearts with gentle grace, a beacon in the light, a beacon in the night. I worry for a world still blind to our inherent right. I cry silent tears in the dark, so no one sees me cry. Each droplet tells a story of the strength we all contain. God will help us get through it. Just reach out and pray. I am a light that will not be confined. I say, let no one dim your light. Let your true self shine. I dream of days when labels fade and every soul's embraced, when disability is honored as a beauty interlaced. I try to hold on to hope, though sometimes my strength feels weak. I trust you'll see the powers in the battle that we seek. I am a warrior for change, through struggles soft and loud, forever proud of my mark, or proud of every mark that makes us different, bold, and unbound.
Wow. That is a phenomenal poem.
I appreciate it.
It's
I
really
know it was
good.
a little lengthy, but
Oh, that was
yeah,
very powerful.
I
Very
appreciate it.
powerful. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And you wrote that for a class, you said
Yeah,
originally? Yeah.
it was a homework assignment.
I think you probably got a pretty good grade on that, huh? Yeah, you did.
Kind of. I'm trying to remember because I know it was like a couple semesters ago.
I mean, that's awesome. That was really, really well done.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
sharing
it.
that. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to add? I really appreciate all your time today. I know it took up, half hour or so, and I don't want to spend too much more of your time today.
Yeah,
I'm
no
sure you're a busy
worries.
guy. Yeah.
I know I brought up about the Special Olympics. I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but I wanted to tell those who ever thought about participating, do it because you have what it takes to participate in the Special Olympics. It's a great environment. It's a great way to stay fit. Everybody is super supportive of each other, and it's honestly, I mean, just like, I mean, like
Yeah.
all of
Shoulders off.
these,
Oh my gosh.
but I mean, to me, it's not about, I mean, it's great to win medals and stuff, but to me, it's all about having a great time playing the sports that I love to do and to make connections with others. And honestly, for those who are hesitant, just do it. You have what it takes to do this, and you will have a really great time.
That's it. Those are the words of Take Flight. Just do it, right? Just keep going. Believe in yourself. Give yourself a chance, right? Good. Martin Slyngstad, thanks so much for joining the Take Flight podcast today.
Thank
It
you
was a
for
pleasure. All right. We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Take flight.